Hey guys, welcome to the Killing the Tea podcast. This is Gare,
And Kate.
and we are going to be discussing all things chills, thrills, and kills. Kate and I are going to be talking about our favorite books, TV shows, and movies that are in the thriller or crime fiction genre, as well as some reading habits and other items related to how we met on Bookstagram that will fit in with this podcast. So, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope that you have fun and get totally terrified.
So is it my turn? Yeah, it is my turn. It
Yeah,
is.
it is your turn. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna kind of strategically try to help you out to get through your list and talk about one that we've both talked about too much, which is Grant County from Karen Slaughter, which we've talked to death. So I know everyone knows we love it, but we have to say it. What if this is the first episode someone's listening to?
Okay, can I say something before?
Go for it.
The only other two series that I had to discuss
Uh-huh.
was the Natalie Lockhart series by Alice Blanchard, which I've already
Right.
discussed, but that I thought that was going to be a good
We're
segue
like,
to be like,
yep.
hey, how's it going? Like, what do you think of it so far? But
Right.
also the reason that I was laughing when I said I was like a rule breaker is because I had 6 series on my list that I wanted to mention,
Uh-huh.
but it was technically 7 because the last one on my list, which is my favorite series in the entire world, is the
Mm-hmm.
Grant County / Will Trent series.
Yes. That's it's kind of one. Like it is 2 series, but it's 1 series. Same
Yes.
through line.
And I like knew like no matter how the conversation flowed and like what I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
discuss, that I was going to save Grant County and Will Trent for last because it's my favorite series in the entire world.
Yes. So you kind of did have an order going on.
I did not have
Just
an order.
just
I
for
just knew
one.
that I
Just
was
for
going to save
one.
I just knew that I was going to save Karen for last because
Yes.
like people on Bookstagram are probably like, oh my God, Garrett never shuts up about Karen Slaughter. La, 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 la.
Right.
Like standalones, Grant County, Will Trent, like I never shut up about them. So like if people started to
Yes.
listen to this episode and they were like, okay, Tessa Weger, we know.
Yeah.
Meg Gardner, we know you love her. Joanna Schaffhausen, Juna Lena, like obviously we know you, but like people would have been like, where the hell is Karen Slaughter? Because he has not mentioned
Yes.
Grant County and Will Trent. But
Yeah.
I'm so glad
It had
that
to be mentioned.
it could not be mentioned.
Mm-mm.
I
How do we sum them up? Small town. Who doesn't know what they are though?
yeah.
But it is like
So
small town murder mysteries
yes,
with some love.
between yes, there's a love story. So Grant
Yeah.
County would be um Dr. Sarah Linton
Mm-hmm.
and her ex-husband Jeffrey Tolliver,
Nice. Yep.
who is the sheriff. And so they have that relationship of being exes, but also like having to work together on some pretty gruesome and horrible,
Yeah.
horrible crimes. But yes, and you have to read Grant County before you read Will
Oh yeah.
Trent.
Mm-hmm.
I know like a lot of people are like, but they're 2 separate series, but like characters from Grant County
Uh,
will pop up in Will
yeah.
Trent, events that have happened in Grant County, because every single book in Grant County is like
Mm-hmm.
um a season finale of your favorite show. Like they are just
Yeah.
action packed. The pacing's amazing. The
They
storylines are
are.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 6 books in Grant County.
Yep.
I believe 10 or 11 in Will Trent.
Yes.
Um, so just read Grant County before you read Will Trent.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. You'll love it. You
No.
will love it.
You'll love every single one of them.
My Karen shelf. I'm staring at it right now. I've
There are
actually thought about
10 books and 2 of those like half books, like book 6.5 in Will Trent.
I don't know if this is 100% true,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe in the note of her last book, she did say that that Will Trent is going to be back in 2023 because people have been like wondering what's going on.
Yeah.
Um, so her latest book is the sequel to Pieces of Her. It's not really, they're connected, but like I don't think that you have to read Pieces of Her before you
Mm-hmm.
read this one. Um,
Right.
but there was like something because the one before that was a standalone, and I want to say there was something that said something to the effect of um the Will Trent series continuing in 2023.
Well, that's exciting.
And in the beginning of the book where it has the list of her other reads, they actually have everything all mixed in together. So you'll just have to take advice from us. You have to read Grant County before you read Will Trent.
It's
Um,
just worth it.
I probably have a Word document somewhere because when I really got into Grant County and started reading Will
Mm-hmm.
Trent, I was sending people the two different ways that you can read the series. Did you know about
Nice.
this?
No, I did not.
Yeah, so you can read books 1 through 6 of Grant County and then start Will Trent, or you can read books 1 through 5 of Grant County, read Triptych, which is the first in Will
Mm-hmm.
Trent, and then the sixth book in Grant County, and then go from there because that's the order they were published, I guess.
Oh,
So I
okay.
think she wrote like the first 5, and then she had an idea for Will Trent, and then kind of did that sixth book to wrap up everything with Grant County. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, Grant County Will Trent, best series
Fascinating.
ever in the entire
Yeah.
world.
Just consistently. All of them are great.
Um, Also, there's going to be a Will Trent TV show.
I didn't know that.
You didn't?
No.
Yeah, I think they start filming like really soon. Really
That is
soon.
very exciting.
Yes.
I don't know how
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think ABC, I think it's gonna be on.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be really interesting and really good. And your psycho sleuth, I know what book the first season is going to be based on.
Okay, go for it. You
I
heard it
don't
here first.
I don't Okay, so I don't remember the name of the book, but in one of the Will Trent books, the plot to the book is a woman comes home and finds a man murdering her daughter, and she kills the attacker.
Fractured, the second book.
Fractured. That is the one. And the only reason I know that is because I was looking at the cast of the Will Trent series on IMDb, and
Whoa.
I recognized the mother's name who the mother who kills the man who's murdering her daughter.
That
Um
is so cool that you caught that.
so I was like, "Oh my God, I know that name." And then I like searched in my phone. Like, this is how much I love Karen Slaughter in this series. So I
Yeah.
mean, but like I searched into my phone and I was like, okay, that's why I remember. Um, so yeah, that would be what I believe the series is going to be about. Um, I'm super pumped for the cast. I'm very excited for um what is the crazy girl's name? Erica Christensen. She was the crazy girl in Swim Fan.
Yeah.
She's going to be playing Angie
Okay.
from Will Trent, which is his on again, off again girlfriend.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. This
and
is a
she's
long
what
time ago when I read it.
very interesting character. Um, and there's a man named Ramon Rodriguez,
Mm-hmm.
who is going to be playing Will Trent.
Nice.
I am very into this. He was actually a big role in a show called The Affair that I used to watch.
That was one of my backlist TV shows.
Shut up.
Not even kidding.
Do you remember Ben Cruz?
I'm looking at him. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's who's playing Will Trent.
Oh, that is so cool and hilarious.
I can't believe that was one of your shows.
Yeah, it's one of my shows. Oh, throwing phones.
Everything with this microphone is so like amplified, like because I can
Oh,
hear it. So like that literally in my ears sounded like a car accident.
God, that's
Me just
terrible.
dropping my phone.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
we'll have that to talk about
Is there
sometime
anything
soon
else you want to
too.
add for Grant County or Will Trent? Because I just kind of blacked out during that conversation and like don't even know if like you got a word in, to be honest
No,
with
I
you.
did. I did.
There
It's the
is
like
like
very perfect balance of like especially Grant County. I guess it's both, but Grant County, I was so in love with their relationship the whole time. I won't talk about who, but there's just such a sweet relationship in it. And it made me so happy.
yes, I love all of the relationships and
Mm-hmm.
so good. And I'm excited for this Ramon Rodriguez as Will
Yeah.
Trent. Because Will Trent is he's white in the books.
Yeah.
Um,
It
and
sounds very white.
he's very white. And he
Yeah.
dresses like a funeral director, you know.
Right.
And I think that I picked Charlie Hunnam for Will
Yeah.
Trent,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I love having a Latino actor play Will Trent,
Yeah.
especially this one,
Hmm.
because I think this guy is going to nail Will Trent. Just based on his performance in the affair, I think he's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Now I want to reread this series. Like, sorry, dude, you're alone for like all of the books that I told you I'd read along with you because I'm just going to read Grant County and Will Trent again.
That's
Um,
okay.
so good, so good. And it kind of like falls into place with me. I think I mentioned this on like a previous episode how when I got into this series, like I was
Yeah.
unstoppable because I read
Yeah.
all of Grant County and all of Will Trent in like a matter of like, I think it was like 6 or 7 months. It was something
Yeah.
ridiculous. I just
And then
remember.
when I went and looked at mine was pretty similar. Like I burned through a lot of them in like 4 months, and then I clearly took a break. But I didn't even realize until I was looking at my read list that I did something similar.
Yeah, they're so good. So that is both of us saying like if you need a series to binge,
Yeah.
Grant
You
County
just
and Will
don't want to
Trent.
think about it, like what to read next. Just get started on Grant County.
Yeah, I remember the book Hangover when I caught up, like when I didn't have
I
any more,
me
and I
too.
was like, it doesn't matter. Like if it's not Karen Slaughter in this moment, like I don't want it.
I know. And you get so used to like her writing style and her voice and the people. And then you're like, nothing's ever gonna be the same.
I love her so much. I love her so much.
I know.
And she's so like down to earth and like super
That's
nice.
cool.
I did an Instagram live with her and it was like the most like nerve-wracking thing of my entire life.
I bet.
Because I was just like, how do I like actually speak to her without just like gushing how much I love her for like 15 minutes and have her being like, okay, bye.
Right.
But yeah, she's awesome. I love her. I think she's so funny. Amanda Wagner is one of my favorite characters in Will Trent.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I don't remember names. I'm so bad at
she's
remembering
the
names.
boss, like she's the big bad boss. For some reason,
Okay.
I picture her as being like Jodie Foster,
Okay. Yeah,
but
that
she's
makes
like their
sense.
boss. And I
Yeah.
just love her. And I want to recast that too because I have some other ideas. Um, but yeah, I'm super pumped for the show. I'm super pumped for more Will Trent books. Because the only Karen Slaughter book that did not work for me, which was Pieces of Her,
Mm-hmm.
and the only reason is not because it wasn't a great book, it's just because of that espionage
Yeah.
aspect that I just don't like. That's just not my jam.
Yeah.
But all of the other books that she's written, I mean, so like out of what, like 22 books, there's like one that like just
Right.
wasn't my favorite. Like I don't like, who cares, you know?
I know.
Because even the sequel to it, Girl
Uh,
Forgotten, was so
yes.
good. So good. I
Yes.
loved it.
Yeah.
100% loved
There's
it.
another series, actually. And the Andrea Oliver series is what it's called.
I need more Will Trent though. Something about Will
I
Trent, it feels like home to me.
mm-hmm. I have to agree with you. It's the best.
That was so good. That was so good that you brought up Grant County.
I know.
Because like when you like
Too
said like Shauna
perfect.
Merchant, I was like, oh my God, yeah, like da, 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 da. And then like I was like, I had Alice Blanchard on my list because I knew that like I had to mention it because I just think they're so
Hmm.
good. And I love like the
Yeah.
small town vibe because I don't know, like it's just so isolating when shit like that happens in a small town because like you're
Yes.
like, wait, has evil been living here this like whole time, And
Hmm.
then I was like, why would I keep mentioning like I knew I had to mention Alice Blanchard in that series because
Yes.
like I've been harping on you for weeks to
I
start it.
know.
And but like also want to be like, hey, listen, like this is one of my favorites. It's not just like, oh, you should,
Yes.
but yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. Will
I
Trent,
know.
Grant County. And you know what? If you don't read them in order and you read Will Trent before Grant County, just don't tell me.
Yeah, we don't need to know that.
Because if you do tell me, then like I have no control over, I haven't had any control over what I've said in the past like 20 minutes talking about the series. So like I have no control over what I say if you chose to read Will Trent before Grant County. So just don't
Yes.
tell me because then that's just
Yeah.
you burying
Yeah.
yourself.
I know. I was doing the same thing though, where I was like, I don't want to just bring up all the series we're like already talking about, but it was reading some more series that made me think of the topic. But
Yeah.
for the ones that we haven't like directly said, there's Frost Easton that you've been reading and that I really loved. So that's
Hmm.
one that you're just like reading that we kind of talked about. Then the Shelby Lake one
Yep.
is the Ursulina and the Deep Deep Snow that we really loved.
Hmm.
And was there another one? Oh, Natalie Lockhart is the
Tracy
Trace of
Crosswhite.
Evil series. I have that one on my list too. I was about to say that one.
Tracy Crosswhite.
Hmm. For real. That was my next one.
Okay, so tell me all about it because the series that I told you was like an Easter egg that I've been collecting is the Tracy
Uh-huh.
Crosswhite series.
Okay.
So I only have
Nice.
like three. I think I have like 3 books I still need to get, but I ordered like 3 of them this week.
Hmm.
Because I think there's 9 of them,
Yeah.
maybe, and
And I found out that I haven't read all of them recently.
I own 3 of them. So I have 3 more
And
coming.
you've read two or you've read one?
I've read 2.
Okay, that's what I thought. So it is the first book is My Sister's Grave. And Tracy Crosswhite, her sister died 20 years before this book started, basically. And she's always been wanting to solve it, obviously. And there have just been so many unanswered questions for 2 decades. So the first one is about when her sister's remains are finally discovered and she tries to solve the mystery of what happened so long before. It is, we do keep talking about small town ones. We really like our small town mysteries because it's at least a somewhat small town. It might not be as remote as the other ones we've been talking about, but Seattle, not too small, but it feels small. I feel like it was a suburb of Seattle, maybe. I don't know. But
I just love that they take place in Seattle, to be honest with you.
mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
perfect place for a thriller, honestly.
Yeah. I would thrive there. I would be totally fine with rain often. And it's another one that blends like a crime procedural, we're both having strokes, crime procedural with there's a little romance that develops between her and a lawyer that she meets on the case,
Lovey, lovey.
and it makes me so happy. And he has the best dogs and I love dogs, so I also remember that about the series. And then there are 9, there are so many of them. She just goes on to continue to solve different murders, serial killers or regular killers, single killers.
Cold cases too, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Her sister's case is definitely a cold case.
yeah. So the thing that I liked about the first one
Mhm.
is it almost blends in aspects of a legal thriller as well.
You're right. Mhm.
But between the setting and the characters, I am so excited to pick the series back up.
Mhm.
Um, I think it's going to be perfect for October, November because that's like by the end of November, I plan to be caught up to this series.
Yes. You have a lot of reading ahead of you then.
I'm so excited. I literally have them right here. Like,
I know, I'm looking through them now. Oh, I love those, covers.
yeah, the covers are gorgeous. And nothing against it because I know that you like these books and they're not always my vibe, but I think I looked at the synopsis of like every single one, and I don't think any of them are like spy action espionage thrillers. Like they're all like
No, I don't think there are.
definitely like police procedural. So yeah, I'm excited.
So, you need to
Actually
let
picking
me
up.
know when you get to book number 7. Yeah,
Okay.
7, and then I'll read that one.
Okay. So let me see here. Because I have a list. And
And all the covers are so
is
beautiful.
that one called A Cold Trail?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna literally put down for books 7, 8, and 9 that we're gonna buddy read them together.
Yeah. Should probably all in 1 week.
I just love when I'm like, the thing that I love about our friendship is that not only can we talk about books forever, but like I literally will just not care if you sign me up for a buddy read, if you pick what I'm reading next. I don't care
Mhm.
if like I'm like, okay, like this is what you should read next.
Mhm.
Or just like be like, hey, listen, like I'll let you know when I get to book 7, but I'm also letting you know that we're gonna read 8 and 9 together as well. Like
Yeah,
the
you're like,
fact
"That's
of
just
that
what's
we
gonna
can
happen."
just be bossy about reading together in our friendship is amazing
Yes.
to me.
Also, they're Kindle Unlimited for anyone who loves that. That was actually how I found it years ago because I was reading on a budget.
I want to reread the first two, but like I'm like, I think that when I pick up the third one, it'll probably have things that will
Mhm.
remind me as to what I missed because I've read them
Yes.
over the past like few years.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I really loved the first two books. I want to read them. I'm going to continue with this. Like, this is my mission. This is my
Yeah.
mission. I actually even have, like, because I plan out my TBR,
Uh-huh.
Saturday is when I'm reading the third one. So once I
Nice.
finish Frosty Sin book 2, then
Mhm.
I'm going to be reading
In the
I'm
Clearing.
in the clearing.
That one, the ending shook me up.
Well, I'm ready
I
for
like
it.
viscerally remember it still.
Fuck. I'm excited. But
I'm
I'm also
excited to hear
scared,
what you
but
think.
I'm also excited.
Yeah.
And I think because I ordered, God, I think I ordered 3 of them
Uh-huh.
this week that they should be here by the time you know, by the time I finish the third book. So if I just keep going, then I just keep going.
Yeah.
Um, so
Oh, that would be so fun.
that's what I'm doing. You heard it here first, kids.
Mhm. You're
Um,
very
I'm
happy
so
now.
glad you mentioned it too because ugh, I'm just so excited to read them.
I know.
It's all I've been
I
thinking
love her
about,
as
but
a character.
I just had I had an idea too to like because I read the first two and I cast a certain somebody who like people were like, "Oh my god, I love Tracy Crosswhite, but I hate the actual actress that you casted
Oh,
because
yeah.
she's so boring."
You said that. I was like, "Damn."
So I was like, "Oh," and like a few people said it to me, so I'm like, we're gonna have a little switch up here for book 3 and on because I think I have
Yeah.
somebody in mind that I'm gonna pick. But I love I love Tracy Crosswhite as a character. I love her
I know.
journey. And I'm really bummed that I can't read the first 2 books again, but
I know.
at least I'll have them. At least I'll have
It's
them.
hard to fit it all in.
It's really tough. It's really tough
Yeah.
because like now I'm, like as a mood reader, I'm like, really enjoying the second Frost Easton book, but
Mm-hmm.
I really want to get into the Tracy Crosswhite book.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I guess I'll save the third Frost Easton book for another time.
It did have the crime bosses in it too, so you weren't sure if you were gonna like it.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, the Frost Easton series may just be 2 books.
It's two. That's
It's just
okay.
two. It's just two. That's okay. Um, yes. And okay, so did you have any others on your list?
That's what I was just looking at. I don't think I do.
Okay. So
No.
segue to this is because I'm a rule breaker. I had all my little series that we discussed already, but I also had 3 honorable mentions,
Mm-hmm.
which my first honorable mention is going to be the Taylor Jackson series by JT Ellison.
Yes.
They all have updated, gorgeous, gorgeous covers on the Kindle.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to mention that because the Taylor Jackson series reminds me a lot of like combination of Tracy Crosswhite
Mm.
and also like Shauna Merchant.
Nice.
So they're fantastic. Like there was not one of them that let me down, and they're all like very dark, very creepy. So the Taylor Jackson series by JT Ellison, honorable mention. The Burning Girl series by Christopher Rice, which
Yes.
I've already mentioned to you. Again,
Oh, I want to start
fantastic.
that one so badly too.
You can read that while I catch up on Tracy Crosswhite.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh my god. So we should just move to Seattle together and I can just
I
yell
think
out my
so.
window what we're reading next. And you can just be like, Tyler and I got El Rodeo tacos. Come over.
And like those, have you seen those houses that have like a walkway in between them? We
That
could
would
yell
be
across the walkway.
so much fun. Like Bruce would be
That would
coming
be.
over and being like,
Oh,
box,
yes, he
box,
would.
box.
You have the best Bruce
Love
impression.
him.
I
He's my
know. He's
favorite.
being quiet now.
I know. He's like, okay, I'm finally getting used to this idea. This guy
Yeah,
being in my
he's
living room,
adjusting.
basically. And then my last honorable mention is the Angie Pallarino trilogy by
Mm-hmm.
Lorith Ann White.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous covers, super dark, very character driven. They're
Yeah.
so good. So good. So that is my rule
Yes.
breaking of the
I
series
love it
covers.
though. I love it because my TBR will never, literally never end.
Never. I have like
I thought that
so many.
before, and then I met you, and I was like, oh, I have like multiple life sentences of books to read.
Yeah, I have a regular list like on my phone of like backlist books that like have already come out that I want to read. I have
Yeah.
backlist arcs that like I didn't DNF, but I just want to like I wasn't feeling them at that time, but I do want to read them.
Yeah.
Um, I have like a list of books that like I'd love to reread. I have a list of series that I want to read. I have my list of books that I got on NetGalley. I have all of my arcs that I have. And then I have like all of my like rom-coms and just like a bunch of books on my Kindle like listed that like I want to read. And
Yeah.
it's insane. And then I have my Tracy
So many
Crosswhite list.
books. Yeah.
But my Tracy Crosswhite list is getting like pushed way up.
Yeah. I love it. I loved it
Because
so
you've been a
much.
huge fan of the Tracy Crosswhite series for a long time. And the
Very
thing,
long time.
yeah. And the thing that I like about the fact that you've been a fan of that series for a long time is the fact that there are 9 books and
Yeah.
you are still like, okay, I want to
They
catch
hold
up.
up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When did I finish it? Yeah. I read it in 2016 was when I read the first one. 6 years ago.
Yeah. They're
It's
good.
been with me for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love
Oh,
them.
that'd be cool to get Robert Dugoni on my other podcast. New goal acquired. I also
That would be
think Brian
amazing.
Freeman, I just remembered this when you were talking about Karen Slaughter. I was like, I think Brian Freeman might become similar when you were saying how she has like 22 books and there's only one you've like not liked. I'm starting to like or I have loved every single Brian Freeman book I've read, and he
Mm-hmm.
has like 20. So I'm like, I'm gonna slowly throw those into my
Yeah.
list.
Those, is it the Jonathan Stryker series?
That's what we talked about maybe reading too. Yeah, the first one at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah. I could definitely see me wanting to read some of those.
Yeah.
Um, because like I'm like really into like a series that I want to binge right now. The Tracy Crossway is just really calling my name. But
Colin.
this is what happens every time I have a conversation with you, whether we're recording a
I know.
podcast or we're just DMing, is like I got so pumped to be like, I'm reading the second book in the Frost Easton series. And then I'm like, okay, I'm only a fourth of the way through that book, and I really want to pick up the third Tracy Crossway
I
book.
know.
It's just insane. It's insane. But
I get that.
I guess it's
Hopefully
one
we
of my
help people find more good books.
yeah, one of my biggest fears is like, boom, I don't have anything to read or anything to look forward to.
I know. That's why, like,
It's never
I
gonna
kind
happen.
of don't understand the concept of being bored because, like, I always have something I'd rather be reading or watching.
You know what though? I've always been a reader. I've always enjoyed readings, but like I went some periods in my like early 20s and stuff, months and months without picking up a book and finding myself bored because
Yeah,
some people just haven't found their hobby yet.
right.
And if that
It
hobby is
was the
going to end
same.
up
I didn't used to read this much in my early 20s too.
never, I never
Hmm.
read as much as I am now. I'm hopefully going to continue to read as much as I do now for the rest of my life
I would think, I think we will.
until I'm murdered in my small little town. Apparently what I'm reading. But yeah, I mean, yeah, if anybody's looking to pick up reading as a hobby, like this is we're gonna make sure we get you started.
Yeah, we will.
We will never run out of
We'll point you in
recommendations.
the right direction.
Yeah. Um, so
So you heard me mention earlier that we were going to try to fit in TV shows. But we just had too many books to talk about. So next week we're going to talk about series, but we're going to talk about TV series that aren't on anymore that we loved.
and possibly a second topic that we may have hinted at that we will discuss before the next episode.
Yeah, that's all you guys are getting though, because he is Gare of Mystery tonight.
I am very in my Midnight's era.
Oh
Except,
yeah, the next time we talk, you will have heard the new album. It'll
and
have to be the icebreaker.
I know, right? Like the thing that's like so weird is like I think icebreakers are really fun, but like sometimes we're just like fuck it and like we start
I
like
know.
recording because like we're just like, hey, how was your week? All right, let's get right into it. Like we're just
You're
like
like, what'd you
like
read?
pumped to be here. Like, what are you reading now? Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that is yeah. So next time will be the TV shows because
We had
listen,
too many books to talk about.
way
And on
too
our defense, when you're talking about a series, you are talking about multiple books at a time.
yeah, it is like nobody talks about a TV show. Good segue. Nobody talks about a TV show and they only talk about one episode. They talk about that season or the show in
Yep.
general. So
Hmm.
that is
That's
that's
what you
just
hear
what
about next
happens.
week.
Yeah. So you will hear about TV shows and we have to make sure that in the next week that we promise one another we don't give any hints as to what shows are on our list because I'm
I won't say
very,
anymore.
very curious to see if any of them overlap.
I know, like The Affair. Like that's kind of a niche one. Not everyone talks about that show. So my mind was blown when you said it.
I didn't even think of that show
Yeah.
for like a crime TV series or a thriller TV
Hmm.
series, but like it literally fits so well, especially considering like what we
Mhm.
enjoy reading, that I was just like, wow,
Yes.
that's incredible. So
Mhm.
yeah, that'll be
You'll
your
get to
little hint.
hear all the other ones next week. I won't say anything.
We'll
I won't
start
say
with the
anything.
affair because we both love it.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah,
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Be sure to follow us on Instagram so that you can keep up with everything we're reading and talking about. You can follow Gare at Gare Indeed Reads, and you can follow me, Kate, at the girl with the book on the couch.